Folks, what the crap's going on? Heir of Carthage back in Troy, or Total War Saga Troy. I want to say Troy at Total War Saga, but I think it's the other way around. Anyway, we're going to do some more campaign gameplay today. Now, the embargo has dropped, and I am technically allowed to play Trojans. And I did play Paris a while back. That's up on my channel if you want to go check that out. I do want to check out Aeneas and Sarpedon. I've never messed with these guys. Or I've never played Hector either, though I'm slightly more familiar with him. All you all need to know is, trust me, I know the history of the Iliad perfectly. The Iliad, Troy, wherever this thing took place. I know history perfectly. I remember that Agamemnon was the founder of Pergamum, which was the original Greek colony dedicated to memes. Of course, this was way before they came to the internet, so back then, memes had to be scraped into or drawn on a rock wall, or sometimes on papyrus. So yes, anyway, as you can see, I know history perfectly and can tell you all of the details. Okay, no, I mean, you all get it. All right, here's Agamemnon. His starting position is easy, and so I want to do something. I'm going to try and up the difficulty. This would be kind of like the equivalent of very hard, very hard. I want to see how this plays out in Total War Saga Troy, because it's a new game. I want to know if CA made any adjustments. I know how this feels in Total War Warhammer and other Total War titles, and so I want to see how it plays out here. And since we have an easy start position, might as well notch up the difficulty and kind of see how that plays out. Now, as far as the faction goes, Agamemnon comes as the king of men. Yes, he appoints heroes to court position. They receive bonuses because of that, and being in court increases their motivation. I guess whatever that means. I could motivate him too if I just have a guy with a whip stand behind him and hit him all day, but I guess that's neither here nor there. Now, the lion's share says, entice or force other factions to become your vassals. Now, this I like. Vassals obey you and will give you resources. Now, I hope so, because I've had vassals in other Total War games that basically just betray me a number of turns later and are completely useless. Yeah, so we'll see. It says vassals can be extorted to give you more tribute, but will grow to hate you as a result. Now, that's the Total War I'm familiar with. Anyway, we've got this stuff down here, too. It talks about him being a hero. It says administration efficiency. That's not a very exciting trait to me. And influence, Yeah, whatever. Obviously, y'all can tell I'm more into battles. Let's look at his special units. Agamemnon's Guards. This is a heavy two-handed spear infantry unit that looks like they're going to deal decent damage. Should be an interesting unit. And then we've got Agamemnon's Champions, which is a heavy axe unit. Now, I'm a pretty big fan of heavy axe units. They are pretty fun. And then we got light javelin men here. These are unique to his faction. I really enjoy javelin units. They're pretty interesting in this game. They deal a lot of missile damage, and I've found them to be pretty useful, especially in like the Odysseus campaign I was playing. So let's go see how this one plays out. This is actually the self-same intro that is on all the factions right now, so I've played this before, and I'm gonna skip it. If you want to see it, go hit one of my other campaign gameplay videos. It's there. It's the same. Maybe there's slight variations, but it's basically the same. So let's just listen to the campaign map intro.
O wide-ruling Agamemnon, there is only one response to Queen Helen's abduction, and that is war.
Does he mean war?
Brother, your foolish passion has doomed us. Fear not, noble cousins. I stand with you.
I believe that's Aeneas.
This is a grave insult to Golden Mycenae. Enlist the other Achaean kings. The folly of Paris may convince them to support the forging of a great Achaean empire.
Troy thinks to slight me, but they will pay the price.
Your brother Menelaus will be relying on your full support in this great endeavor.
Paris of Troy must pay!
Menelaus.
Secure your
It's Agamemnon and Menelaus.
before embarking on overseas initiatives. The warriors of Tiryns wage war on your allies and vassals at Troyzen. They dare to challenge your fame and power. Continue your expansion. while ensuring the Trojans pay for their insult to you and your brother.
Aye, aye, Greek advisor. Is it really Mycenae? This just really does not look like Mycenae. AE making an E sound? I mean, I already have a great distrust of the English language in terms of following any rules about pronunciation or anything else for that matter. Mycenae? Huh? That really looks like Mycenae. Can someone help me out? Is that just like an overly British pronunciation that the announcer's doing, or is it really Mycenae? I'd love to know that. Hit me up in the comments.
Agamemnon.
Alright. Here we go. We got our starting army. Let's go knock out these losers to get things going. And then we'll work on some other things. I want to see what the battle difficulty feels like. You have this in Total War Warhammer 2, you have magic that is the great equalizer of the battle difficulty. In past Total War games, you could take in like armored legionaries and basically lose to levy freemen in say like Rome 2. So the battle difficulty was actually pretty frustrating. In Warhammer, you could sometimes get the these are special, just spearmen. So just spearmen, and then we got some light swordsmen. Light swordsmen are pretty nice. We got some clubs as well. Actually, this is one thing I'd like for them to fix about this game. They have the same click and drag mechanic here, but whenever you have a unit that's loosely formed with one that isn't, it prevents you, see that? I can't fully drag this unit out to its full length. When you drag them together, it prevents you. CA needs to address this. It's actually really annoying. Because then when you're trying to get multiple units and form a line, you end up having to do them one by one, and then that kind of breaks the whole intent of having that select and right-click drag type thing. Anyway, small thing, but something I wish they would fix. Anyway, what was I saying? I was talking about the difficulty with like Warhammer compared to this, or compared with other Total War games. In Warhammer, you had monster units and magic that were kind of like a great equalizer. And even though the AI was getting huge buffs, you could use those things to gain a massive advantage over your opponents in battle, despite the fact that they had huge buffs to, say, like melee defense and leadership and all the other stuff. So I always kind of found the higher battle difficulty in Warhammer not always very fair or fun, per se, but doable. And sometimes it helped increase the difficulty of the game, even though it wasn't the way I liked it to, but it did it because it was able to make it more of a challenge with those buffs, but you could still win. I don't know why that does that. I have my things turned off, but it still makes noise. In any case, back to what I was saying here, I'm curious to see how the very hard difficulty plays out here. There is no magic per se. There are leader abilities, which are basically paramount to magic, but they're not near as strong as some of the stuff that we saw in Warhammer, or Warhammer 2 for that matter. I basically just say Warhammer, even though I know the two games are essentially the same thing. These javelins are going to need to be dealt with. They cause a lot of damage. They have their own light swordsmen. They're charging away. I'm going to engage the spears. Outflanking is probably going to be your real key in this game. I'm going to make sure these units are on skirmish. They are. So I'm going to let them skirmish out the light swordsmen. And then what we're going to do is send our own spear runners after their javelins, because that's the biggest threat in terms of a missile unit. And I'm going to outflank their young spears here. Their young spears are actually performing amazingly well against my spearmen, who have much heavier army. I do understand that, actually. That's probably the difficulty at play. Like right here, my light swordsman getting shredded by spearmen. I do think that the light swordsman would probably normally lose that fight to the spearmen, but not this badly.
Your warriors are losing heart.
Yeah, see, the light swordsmen were barely able to even hold in this fight long enough to perform an outflanking. But we've got the outflanking. I'm going to take one more unit in the front here to secure that fight. And then I'll take Agamemnon straight into the middle of this fight. Let's look at his abilities, by the way. Oh, that's pretty handy. We should use this. I like how my warriors got routed while the enemy was in the process of being heavily outflanked. Makes sense. Our javelins are doing a good job of keeping this light swordsman. I can't hope to chase that light swordsman with these medium spears, so we might as well just get in here and finish this fight. It appears that flanking obviously is going to be your best friend in these higher difficulty settings. Look at this, the spear unit is completely and totally outflanked, outmatched with routing units around it, and it's still holding its leadership together. It finally broke. So you can see that the difficulty will certainly be more challenging at this level. This is one thing I've found to be pretty effective in this game thus far, though, is sending light units on a goose chase after their own skirmishers ends up being very effective, because the AI is not good at separating those skirmishers and fleeing from you appropriately. This unit's going, let's pull back this way. I'm going to engage our clubs here. And start pulling some of these units out to the flanks. I'm going to keep fighting the enemy leader here. I think we're about to have enough Aristea to trigger this. Should get some healing. Other leaders chasing my troops. How quaint. The leaders will do that sometimes. Like, they totally need to be engaging your leader, but they'll just be chasing your infantry troops. That might be another thing that the player can use to their advantage in these higher difficulty situations. See this? The enemy leader just will not engage my leader, who is engaging him. He just continues to follow my spear troops. And so that actually will probably work out to my favor at the moment. I'm going to go skirmish with these. Now we can get a good outflank maneuver here. Agamemnon.
Victory.
Okay, he's still building Aristea here. Enemy leader's almost completed his. We routed him, though. How come we didn't outflank there? I gave my clubs... Oh no, the spear unit. I thought I gave him an attack order. My bad. Okay, javelins doing their job. Look at this, my young spears are barely holding out in a melee against their skirmishers. Both of those units are pretty crappy in melee for the most part, though. But I've never seen young spears suffer that much trouble to skirmishers. Not to a light skirmisher, at least. There are exemplary skirmishers in the game. As far as the difficulty goes, though, at least in this battle, very manageable. You just got to outflank, so that's interesting to see. You can definitely see the difference, I think, between this and normal battle difficulty. Go look at my Odysseus video that I just made. You can get a good feel for the normal battle difficulty. I don't know how I would compare the two because I haven't played enough of both yet. I had fun with the battles on normal difficulty, but the game is also new. As the game gets worn in and you get more used to it, it may no longer provide any fun or any particular challenge. We're going to need some units. So we can get militia, which is the club unit. Don't find them particularly useful. The one thing I do like about militia is that they're shielded, and it makes them pretty effective. Like, you can see the young spears have a good charge bonus, but they're weak against missiles. This makes them less than ideal. So what I'm going to do actually is just, I'm going to grab a couple militia units. Let's actually grab one militia unit, one spear, and one skirmisher. These skirmishers will be very handy, especially if they continue to have the vanguard deployment option. See, this light javelin's a special unit, the skirmisher's not, so they won't both vanguard deploy, I don't believe. Let's go take care of a couple things. We got a royal decree we should issue. Start getting gold per turn. We really probably ought to... We have some bronze and some gold coming in already. It looks like we've... Yeah, because we've already completed the gold one. Stone. Let's start getting bronze. Although stone would probably make some sense there too, in case we need to upgrade settlements. So here's Mycenae. We don't own Corinth, but I'm assuming these people are fairly happy. Oh, let's go hit the quick deals real quick on diplomacy. I like to do some quick deals. I really love that they added the 3K type diplomacy to this game. 3K diplomacy is a huge improvement over what was in Total War Warhammer 2. It's not perfect in my opinion, but it is a huge improvement, and I'm glad they added it.
We could talk? Yes. Why not?
Oh, not ultimatum. I was gonna do a single barter. Could we get some, like... See if we can get some resources out of him for this. Oh, yeah. There. Let's do that. So, agree.
At once.
Alright, let's decline that. Look for more non-aggression packs. The Arcadians.
I expect a profitable meeting.
Just put a single barter in here. Demand some food. Can we get 100 wood out of them? Nope. Let's do 200 food, maybe 100 wood. 150. Oof. 125. There we go. Just trying to get some extra resources. It may not be that necessary this early on, but I'd like to try. Argos.
I'm keen to hear what Agamemnon has to say.
Alright, here we go. I mean, you can just strike these deals if you want to. This is me just haggling at this point. Unnecessary haggling, honestly. There we go. But, you know what? It's free resources. Oh, oops. It's free resources.
King Agamemnon should state his case.
I will state my case. Give me all your food. Okay. Keep the quick deals going. Actually, I'm not really sure I want any deals with Knossos. That's one of the areas I like to capture. We got some good deals with the locals here. We picked up some extra food as a benefit to it. We're recruiting. Let's see what we start with here and what we can get. This helps us recruit spearmen. If we upgrade it, we can get actual club warriors, which are still a light infantry and still at the same speed as the militia. Though I think they're in improved armor. And probably some other stats. And then there's shielded spearmen. These guys take bronze to maintain. Shielded clubmen. Oh, club warriors don't have a shield. Yeah, so there's the shielded ones. Both these take bronze to maintain. We're not really ready for that. So I'm not sure that this upgrade would do me a particularly large amount of good at the moment. Let's take a look what else we got. Skirmishers. There's our bows of Mycenae. I say Mycenae. Mycenae. I'll say it like he did. You all can still please feel free to hit me up there. Light swordsmen are a pretty handy unit. They're not great on the charge, but they're a good chase unit. They've got a shield. They can be pretty handy. And there's our light javelin men, actually. These light javelin men having their vanguard deploy could be very useful, and it does eventually help us unlock Agamemnon's champions and guards, which would be handy units. Just this building. This building is just providing skirmishers, renowned slingers. The bows have a good range here at 170 and 34 damage. You can see the javelin men much shorter range, but AP value is pretty critical. I'm gonna actually swap this building over. I'm gonna build in its place here. Let's. Can you get that off? Like, how does it get off my screen here? What the? All right. I don't know what's going on here. All right. Can I build something? Okay, it did build it. All right, that was really weird. Unlocks the recruitment of light javelin. Okay, let's take a look at these other. Well, actually, we don't have the wood for it, so we'll have to wait till the next turn to do something about it. Let's. Oh. Yeah, never mind. I think we should be good to end the turn there. I don't think I've forgotten anything because we did our research, did our diplomacy. Is he in there raiding? I better get in there and take that settlement before he does. Because we got all these allies around that may go take stuff from under my nose. I hate that kind of stuff. Issue a royal decree. I think we did that. Did we not?
Let my enemies beware. Fall upon them.
Really? Is this a walled settlement? Yeah, it is. Wow, how annoying. It is a walled settlement. To me, siege battles in this game are, you know, fine. They're okay. They're certainly not any more exciting than they were in some of the other games. I'm not a huge fan. They're okay. Like, they're just okay for me. See, there's some decent buildings here. Recruitment. What do we got? Lumber warehouse. Happiness +3. Influence over the province. Growth rate. Let's buff up the growth rate. And then drop in some happiness. Help things kind of get cruising in the right direction. If I attack, will these guys join me right now?
I'm keen to hear what Agamemnon has to say.
We got a non-aggression pact, military defensive allies. We're declared on one of them. -22 to get a military alliance. If I could get a military alliance, I could get this guy to join me. He's not at war with anybody. -22 though would be pretty difficult to overcome. So I don't think that's happening right now, unfortunately. It looks like Achilles would take a military alliance, as would Menelaus. We should do this.
I accept that words also have their place.
I could probably, get a little bit out of them for this, but let's just take it. Ah, man, I love this. Quick deal. It's so nice.
I look forward to hearing you out.
Alright. We have a couple military allies now. Never hurts. Never hurts to have some friends.
Orphan their offspring.
If they come out and fight me, I think I can beat them. There's probably no guarantee of it, honestly, but I could just go back and train more troops.
Show no
They will do the
mercy.
same. So we've already got that ability. What do we get here? Speed and stamina for all the allies in range. Reinvigorate ability. 20 seconds on self and allies in range, plus 18% to stamina. It's actually probably more handy than... Well, this effect range is 100 meters, and it gives them 10% to stamina. It gives them some speed. Yeah, see, that gives 36% stamina. That's actually quite a bit. Let's do this reinvigorate. Reinvigorate. Do I hold the siege? I don't really want to hold the siege with such a small army for a long time. I'm gonna break the siege and recruit some more troops. This guy with 5 troops is not gonna be sieging that settlement successfully. So let's just get back in here. Up our replenishment. Got some cash now. Or I'd say cash, more like food. Spearmen are not good. We're just using them to fix enemies. They're not particularly good units. I really want some more of my skirmishers. I'm gonna get a couple of light shielded units just to kind of help hold the flanks, but the skirmishers are really gonna be a key, I think, because of their armor piercing values. Alright, Menelaus has gone back to his city. What's this guy doing? Objectives current 12, so we succeeded in that mission. Yeah, we got some wood. There's no point in running this upgrade right now because it just won't do anything for us. We've got this settlement here, though, which could yield us some bronze. We should do that, actually. Actually, if we do this, plus 21 bronze per turn, we're already getting 51. We could actually use this to get some of those units that require bronze. If we put these 2 buildings in, we can scrounge quite a bit of bronze out of that settlement, and then it would actually make sense to run this upgrade.
Shepherd of the people.
I want to wait until we finish this building, the military camp. Alright, let's end this turn. I'd like to get some more javelins. Their ability to damage enemy infantry is pretty crucial, especially unshielded infantry. Unshielded infantry just gets absolutely shredded.
Everlasting glory.
Yes, here's our light javelin men. These are a cool unit. They have a little bit more armor, it looks like, than a standard skirmisher. Pretty good speed overall. Pretty good speed. Good range, yeah. They do have nice range for a javelin unit. Finnick Cup. Oh, they require bronze upkeep too. Crap, I was not even paying attention. No, no, no. Yeah, they require bronze upkeep. They cost gold to recruit. Yowza. I still feel like it would be useful. I'm gonna do it. It's gonna use up all my gold. Holy crap, that's 80 bronze of upkeep cost. Have I finished any of these? We finished one. I lose a lot of influence over this province, which is frustrating, but we kind of do need the bronze to upkeep these better units, and we're gonna need better units to win these battles. The question is, do we want to spend bronze on better infantry units, or do we spend it on the better skirmishers?
King Agamemnon.
I should have paid more attention when I upgraded that building. We can still figure this out. It'll be all right. But you know what? Let's just try it. Let's see what happens, and we'll try and squeeze more bronze out of our economy as well. It's going to cost me some influence, but we're close by. We can put down any rebellions or any other trouble that may cause at the moment. I think the biggest thing is when we see it says high influence bonus plus 28 bronze per turn. We'll just need to build the right stuff here at Tyrann's to ensure that we have enough influence still over this province to get all these bonuses and to maximize our output there. I'm gonna fast forward here. Menelaus is making his moves. I do like the 4
If you demand tributes paid in
or this
money
resource
and
economy,
resources
5
from
resource
your
economy.
vassals,
It's actually really
you
nice.
will have no choice but to comply. But be wary of abusing this.
It says that we could force people to being vassals pretty easy, right? I haven't even tried that yet. Let's hit our diplomacy. Go to quick deal. Make vassal. I mean, it doesn't look like anybody's potentially willing to be a vassal.
Yes, we should talk.
I thought there was like a special ability for this. Jerry access. Maybe I need to read more about how he plays. Set this the lion's share. Vassals obey you. King of men. We don't have any people to put in here yet. Here we go. So this is our only vassal right now. Toggle the overlay. List of vassals. Demanded resource. Okay. So we could demand... Get off my screen! We could try and get these guys to pony up. Tax rate. Let's just leave them alone for now so I don't cause a big issue before we figure out how to play the campaign. Let's see.
A god among men.
We actually have a decent bit of bronze left still. Happiness. Growth. Yeah, let's pump up the growth. Stone. Wood. I'm gonna push up the bronze production.
Lord.
See, he's now got 11 troops here, plus whatever he has in the garrison, which is a pretty decent garrison.
Wide ruling king.
Got one more turn, I think, until we finish the training camp. We can get some better infantry. We're gonna need more troops with the difficulty settings the way it is. The AI is... We could also try an ambush stance here. To see if we can catch the AI in a battle that's less favorable to them. See, they're training troops as quick as I am. These shielded clubmen would probably be solid infantry units. Good morale, shielded. They don't have a lot of charge bonus. These guys don't require bronze upkeep, but they cost bronze to recruit. Without shields, though, they'd be pretty vulnerable. These guys are shielded, they can switch weapons. It's not really a switch weapons, I think it's just more like they drop their shield. think I'm just gonna get a couple of these shielded clubmen. And then we've got some more. We could get another spear runner for the flank. These are young spears. I can use the militia to chase off missile units. We can use the young spears with their decent charge bonus to help us with rear charging. That'll at least build up our army a little more. We're going to be very light on our bronze intake after this, but I'm trying to push the envelope a little bit here, get better troops. Hey, they're offering some bronze, but they want a bunch of stone off me. Not right now. Sorry, Diomedes. I do need the bronze, but I may need that stone to upgrade buildings. I'm not pulling in a particularly large load of stone right now. Let's look at our royal decrees. Yeah, it's one more turn. This will give us an extra 90 bronze per turn. Oh, that's actually really clutch.
Heed my will.
Okay, we're replenished. I'm gonna kind of come like right here. Not a great ambush chance, but I'm gonna lay in the ambush here. And see if we can get this AI army to come out in either direction so that we can defeat them on more open ground. We've got our decent units at the moment, so let's play this out and see what happens. There's building we can do. This gives us even more bronze, but we're going to lose even more influence. Spies. Having spy wouldn't help. Wouldn't hurt. Get out, see a little bit of the map, use our spy, see if we can get some espionage going. They want some gold and trade for military access. No thanks. Good. Gold is pretty precious right now. Troyzon wants me to give them stone while they give me wood. I'm good. Ah! So he's just come out and attacked me. The ambush failed, but we do get to open ground fight him. He's got a ton of skirmishers, and this is where our militia is going to come in extremely handy. What we're going to do is use our militia to chase off big blobs of these skirmishers, and then our infantry can best his own while we keep those busy. So let's go fight this battle. I think we've got a good chance of winning. And this will be a fun test, kind of, to see how this increased difficulty plays out here. So, whew, the rain. What is the effects? Units take longer to recover from fatigue. Eh. If it had an effect on missiles, I would take it. But it doesn't, and so that won't really help me a great deal. This is why I wanted my front line to be well shielded. I'm going to intermix some clubmen with their spears. And we're going to make a long, thin front line here. It's intended to fully engage their infantry and then wrap around where possible. Then, what we will do next is we'll put our... I'm actually going to put my militia here. They'll come up against facing this clubman. And I'm going to spread my young spears out wide here. And in order to take some of the heat off my infantry, I'll put my javelins up front. And then we need Agamemnon right here. Yeah, I know it's Agamemnon. I just say Memnon just for fun. Nope. Where's my light sword? There we go. So yeah, we're spread out wide because we're going to go for an outflanking opportunity. The enemy has too many skirmish units for its own good, and we want to push that advantage. But again, remember the javelins are very deadly. If they can keep their javelins in a good position to fire on my men, we will take gruesome damage. Absolutely gruesome. It's frustrating these units won't spread out what I want, but that's what we're gonna do.
The foe has sighted your hidden units.
I'll bet they have. Okay, we're almost in javelin range. Like I said, we're going to use our skirmishers to kind of just face off with theirs for a minute. Trying to give my infantry a little cover. Okay.
Your
Start
hero
pushing my
is under
infantry
attack.
forward. Hero. I'm gonna busy this unit. We're gonna ignore their lord and go for their skirmishers. Okay, so we're pushing in every way we can. Let's keep the javelins throwing where possible. Gotta get in here and outflank, but we are taking some gruesome javelin fire here. Let's engage their lord, young spears. Begin the pursuit. And now we should have many of their skirmish units under pursuit. Okay, we've already made a route there. Let's actually use these to wrap up. Push into the gap. Excellent. Alright, see how we've pushed back their entire skirmish line right now with just a few units. This was definitely our objective. Let's pull this unit over here. Agamemnon. Let's buff these units up. Go ahead and push through the gap. There we go. Okay, I'm going to take my light sword unit and help out with the missile chase because it is a light weight class. Whew, excuse me, trying to hold back the sneezes there. Okay, we've cleaned up another infantry fight. This is to be expected. Our infantry outclasses theirs heavily. Our stay is building up. Let's give our units back some stamina. Okay, at this point their infantry line is completely crumbled, and so we might as well just pursue their skirmishers around the battlefield. It'd be best if we're doing this with lightweight units, as they actually have a chance of catching. Let's put a quick volley on these guys. Make sure they don't come back. Put a quick volley there too. Okay. So I'll take out their lord. I need Agamemnon to come help with that. Put some shots over here. There we go. We're catching more and more of their units. Young spears doing their job very nicely here with their nice speed and charge. Okay, we shattered all these units. Let's start running these the other direction. Skirmishers need some help here. Let's provide it to them. Let's keep on these skirmishers for a minute. Oh, we're getting hit in the back by slingers here. That's unfortunate. Okay. Building up our Aristea pretty nicely. Okay, we collapsed that. Let's send, let's get back into combat with these guys. Alright, their leader has been routed. Cleaned up all this stuff a second time. They got some clubmen that came back.
Victory is close.
Alright, good. We're gonna get a solid victory here. Gonna get a solid victory. We're just trying to get an army losses route going. We're very close to it. There it goes. Alright, strategy worked. I am actually impressed at the diversity of unit types that you can have in such a limited scope. It's really not bad. Now, time will tell best on that, right? Do I still think that after months of playing this game? But just initially, through my first, I've probably played 15 hours or so of Total War Saga Troy so far, and in that time, I haven't found myself like I do tend to prefer more skirmishy types of builds, but I haven't found myself just, you know, straight up bored to death with other stuff either. What kind of... This is just getting annoying. This is where I don't like siege battles. They just get in the way and like slow down progress here unnecessarily. We actually have quite a bit more bronze now at the moment too. Starting to take a little bit of a hurt in terms of... Let's hit the encamped stance. These shielded clubmen performed rather admirably. Our javelin men, I don't need more of them at the moment. They were handy as is. Honestly, I think I'm gonna grab a couple more of these shielded clubmen. They're just gonna be very useful at the moment at holding a line while we do more outflanking. They're more reliable than our spears, and they're gonna help boost my numbers for the moment at least, and allow me to better contend with these large numbers of AI troops that are on this higher difficulty setting. Could push out more food, and it wouldn't be a bad idea. We are gonna need food. Mycenaean walls. Alright, we finished the royal decree on the bronze, so we're now obtaining bronze every turn. We should get the gold and take more gold. Oh wait, we've already got it, sorry, my bad. We've already got the royal stone too. Let's do this wood. I like getting these resource ones early because if you think about it, the quicker you get them, the more turns you have with it, and then the more it amounts to over the course of the whole game. Guess I could be wrong in that thought process. Let's look at our divine will, by the way. Do any of these guys give like a buff to like clubs or... I think... Is it Poseidon? No. One of them gives a buff to spear units, I think. We do have quite a few spears. Nope, nope, nope. Hera. Recruitment cost. Plus 20% to the melee attack of club units. That would actually be pretty big here. And javelin units. Oof, yeah. Zeus appears to be the one that we want to dedicate ourselves to. So let's do a hecatomb for Zeus.
Make a sacrifice that cannot be ignored.
And yeah, that's going to give us some pretty nice buffs. We'll have to build a temple to him as well if we're going to be using these club units. I don't know if I'll be using the club units long term, but at least for the time being, that's a pretty nice increase to our stats. We have quite a few club units in the army. And we have the javelins, so it's a double win there. We take those anytime we can. Need to fast forward. Sparta's taking too long here. Alright, here we go. It's taking me too long to get this settlement. I should have probably just pushed him earlier. I'm probably playing a little bit safe here.
Rich beyond compare.
Alright, we are still making it on bronze, amazingly. We do have a little bit more replenishment that could take place, but we don't have to. Plus 30% to treasures after battle, minus 5 to recruitment cost. Well, we've already done a bunch of recruiting. Either one of these is going to help me a ton at the moment. Giving back stamina, though, it does make a pretty big difference in the melee capabilities of our troops. And when they start to get worn out in a fight, that is certainly not going to be a bad thing. Let's take Menelaus out of his march, or sorry, his encamp stance, and let's go take this settlement. They really don't have good troops, but they will have a lot of skirmishers on the wall, and that will hurt fairly considerably. We could use our spears to kind of take the brunt of it, and we could just ladder up and get up and beat them down, I think. But that's, again, with the difficulty settings, that becomes a little more risky. Let's go ahead and siege these guys. Though we do have the favor of Zeus right now, and we're probably losing that favor. Yeah. We're losing that favor. We should
Victory awaits us.
Let's go back to the Divine Will. Zeus. A prayer would cost us 30 gold and 600 food and plus 10 to deal evaluation. Effect. Favor of Zeus. So it does not actually give us more favor with Zeus. Okay. We should kind of attack now then, I think, while we have the buff from our cluffs, because Zeus is giving us a big buff here. Some ways this is going to suck, because ladders are slow and not the most ideal way of dealing with this. We're also going to need to draw the fire of a considerable number of javelins and slingers. Again, since this has no effect on missile units, which would be the one benefit I would hope to gain, we should go ahead and begin our deployment. We could spread out, but I don't think there's a lot of need to. I'd kind of like to keep my forces focused because I think we can overwhelm. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take my best infantry and kind of put them towards the rear of a formation. And then I'll start putting my less effective infantry in front of them, like so that we kind of have a line. And then see our cheapest swordsmen and clubmen, the ones that are spread out. These guys will do the best against missile fire because they're shielded and they're widespread. So we'll kind of do this. We'll spread out some of our less effective melee units. Use them as bait. Yeah, like this. This will help shield my my most critical units from some of the intense javelin fire that we're likely to encounter. Let's move up like this.
Seek out important enemies.
Shut it! Now, our shielded clubmen should do well on the wall, assuming we can get them there relatively unscathed through the enemy missile barrage. Let's move these clubmen up to take that initial barrage, and then I'll bring my javelins in behind them. Do the same thing over here. I'm just going to move up these cheaper units just to take the missile fire. It looks like our armored clubmen will actually have the best effect over here where their heavier infantry is at. And I'm going to actually split my shielded spears more this direction. We can tear down the gate. I'm going to start working on that. I'll send Agamemnon and some clubs to do just that. I'm going to go ahead and pressure these units by scaling the wall. Right here, actually.
Locations are key. Your ladders have a foothold on their walls.
Okay. For those of you who are hoping that they would have gotten rid of the magic ladders in this game, they did not. They did not. Alright, now what we're going to do is just attempt to overwhelm the walls. I've got my own javelins within range. Just going to let them pitch their effects here. Agamemnon's hitting the gate. These guys even going to attack? Well, whatever. Agamemnon can tear down the gate single-handedly. He must be one heck of a warrior. Okay, we're going to hit the walls.
Your warriors are attacking the gates.
I'm going to leave... We've already got a couple units routing. That's great. The javelin fire is going to be absolutely intense. We've got to get up on the walls as quick as possible. Try and put an end to the javelin nonsense.
By Ares, your warriors are rallying.
Come on, get on the walls, you jerks. Alright. Let's head back up to the walls here. Alright, Agamemnon is working on tearing the gate through, which, again, as a one-man job, that is pretty impressive. See our guys heading up the ladders here. Our spearmen are going to be engaging with some of their own spearmen here, as well as several other units. And like I said, our armored clubs, or our club, whatever, shielded clubmen, they look more armored to me, so that's why I call them that, I guess. Ouch.
The enemy gates have been destroyed.
We are going to just sit here and absorb javelin fire until we get enough of our men up the walls to chase these guys down, so this is unfortunate. Alright, the enemy gates are down, though. Alright, Agamemnon can get inside and start fighting the enemy lord. Let's actually bring some troops to help out.
Is within reach.
Yeah, I hear you. I want to stop hearing you, actually. It takes forever for my men to scale the walls.
You are about to capture the gates.
Our shielded clubmen are holding out okay, but we can't just sit here on the walls and wait for everybody to come out. We're going to have to start pushing through. Agamemnon, what are you doing, son? The gatehouse is down. I need you inside, please.
You have captured the enemy tower.
This is a bit of a risk with Agamemnon. He's going in solo. I'm gonna try and bring him some help. Get all these units here. Come give him some. Bring these units in through the gates here.
Your hero is under attack.
No, I want you to come in through the gates. Alright, start getting down from the walls. Alright. Good job, Agamemnon. Let's give some reinforcements here. We don't want Agamemnon taking the full beating on his own. Redirect that unit here. You all keep your focus there. We need to get down from the walls and start challenging some of these skirmishers. I've got my swordsmen back here. We need to run them up. My units are having a lot of odd pathfinding issues. They would appear. Come on, Agamemnon, you can do it. Let's wait a minute on that stamina buff. Agamemnon's doing okay in this fight. He's not doing great. He's up against a fighter champion.
The foe has captured your
My spear's lost up here. That's unfortunate. And we're actually not doing great in this melee down here either. Get down here and fight these guys. Or actually, never mind. Just kill these javelins that are up here. It's actually not going good for me at the moment. This could be a lot better. Though we have finally gotten a little bit of progress here. Menelaus, though, is not performing as good as I would hope he would. I'm going to use him to help out. Hey, can you attack like I told you to? Like, give you an attack order, like I actually want you to follow it.
You have captured the gates.
Capture the gates. Really? All my units are running over here? Bunch of BS. Is he... Yeah, he's using his Aristea. He got his before me. This is another thing I don't understand. The enemy tends to get their Aristea build up way before you do, which is infuriating. Because then they get to heal and fight better, quicker than you do, and it's a big deal. Well, Menelaus got beat. Oh well, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm extremely frustrated. I didn't feel like that should have happened. I feel like that a lot of that has to be the fact that the battle difficulty is what it is. Probably things that I could have done better there, like, I guess, prepared for the siege longer, but the amount of javelins that they had over here, this doesn't entirely surprise me. These units can get a lot of kills really quickly. On open ground, it's a lot easier to fight that kind of stuff because you can use your light units to more effectively interrupt. Well, interesting. That was unexpected. We'll just have to get better prepared and see what we can do about it. You know what? Some of you all are probably happy that I lost. Some people think that it's you always win. It's not as exciting. Well, there you go. I lost the battle. The sieges are new to me here. I'm not fully aware what to expect. It was my first time on that difficulty setting as well, and I was just straight up defeated. We can't recruit anything this turn. Let's end our turn. You want military access? Nah, I'm good. Don't need them to have military access at the moment, but we will eventually. I don't want him to come down here and try and take this settlement before I've done it. Let's see, Diomedes wants me to give him gold. No. How about you offer me something in return so that it can actually be a, you know, a deal versus a demand? Okay.
Shepherd of the people.
Let's lick our wounds, get ourselves put back together. These spear units are just so worthless. Maybe necessary to get a number of slingers into the army so that we can skirmish with their javelin troops for longer. Certainly wouldn't be a bad idea, I don't think.
An acceptable course.
Alright, let's start putting together some slingers. The AI may go for this settlement over here in the meantime. Ah, but Menelaus came and sieged him.
Agamemnon's king.
And he's got the support of Diomedes. It's so funny. These, like, as soon as I lose, look who shows up. As soon as I lose, here comes all my allies. Like, oh, hey, did you lose? Here, we're here. We're here. We'll come help you. Thanks. Just in time. Very, very timely reinforcements there. Genius. Glad my allies could be so timely. It's almost like CA programmed these guys to not help you, but then to just come in and snatch everything from under your nose whenever they have an opportunity. That's the AI has been like that for several generations of Total War and doesn't appear to have changed here. That is so frustrating. I come in here, I take the beating, I come in here and lose. Oh, hey, look, easy pickings, let's go. Thanks, Menelaus. Jerks. Now I'm not going to have anything to capture there, so that honestly kind of leaves me in a bad position here. Are we friends with these guys?
The expectations of Agamemnon seem unrealistic.
Military access partners, non-aggression pact. They are military allies with Athena. And I have a non-aggression pact with Athena. I'd like to own an entire province. I've got wood and food here, which would be helpful for me.
Never cross me.
I'm probably going to go attack them. This army is now... I guess it'll be a little more diversified. These slingers can help me a little more with those sieges. I'm going to let these spear units kind of just pitter out because I don't find them terribly useful, to be honest. Let's take a look at what kind of upgrades do we got around here. What will it do? Armored chargers, two-handed spear infantry, armored spearmen, armored swordsmen look like they do some very nice damage, albeit not necessarily armor piercing. But these guys are probably going to, yeah, they require bronze upkeep. It's actually not that bad, but we'd have to be to a tier 5 settlement. And we are not there. At least don't have to worry about defending this. That's the one benefit of these guys running the siege that I would have preferred them not to run. But that also means there's one less settlement I have around here. Which means I probably am going to go start a war with these guys. Don't have a whole lot else to do at the moment other than go get a war going. How many club? We lost all of our militia, it looks like, actually. Yeah, let's get our army put back together. Like I said, we're just going to have to lick our wounds and pick up the scraps here because we got ourselves defeated. Got ourselves defeated. Right, so we are having a war declared on us. So Abantes is this faction? They're like way down over here. Okay. Alright. I think that's going to impact Sparta and others more than me.
Let my enemies beware.
Yeah, I'm just going to do this. It's going to hurt my reputation a little bit, whatever. I want some territory. Not gonna just sit around turtled. What the? Light spearmen? Poor attack, swift-footed. Heavy sword skirmishers? You know, you declare a war, and you think you know what you're getting into, and then you just don't. Well done, Heir. Well, I'll have to try and split them up, get them where I want them. How annoying. 15% to the charge of all units. Recruit rank. 20% to charge units of shielded infantry. Why is it specific to shielded infantry? That's so odd. Why not just infantry? And this one's for two-handed weapons. Okay, so I guess it's just distinguishing two-handed weapons versus those who fight with single. I don't think a 20% charge bonus is going to help a lot of my units because they only have like 8. It's like less than a 2% or less than 2 buff to charge bonus. Some units that, like the young spears, I think are finding with a two-handed one, and so they wouldn't get it. Yeah, that'd just be almost kind of annoying. But this one gives it to all units. The other one specifically gives more. But I mean, like for the young spears, that's pretty helpful. This does get us up to 10 with the clubmen, but that's still not much of a charge.
The Lord Marshal.
Okay. Alright, so we can afford a couple of more shielded clubmen, and we should probably do it because we know we're going to be coming up against some stiff resistance here from this rather small faction that happen to be absolutely stacked with military units. And since I've declared war here, all my allies will probably swoop in looking for scraps too, so we are going to have to be quick. Ah, here we go. The war with Troy. Paris is declaring war on us. That's fine. That should be fun. Lycomedes, this guy here on this island's also declaring war on us. Okay. Okay. Did their army move?
Lord of the Achaeans.
I declared war on them, and then their army... did they get beaten by something else? Well, whatever. It's open for the taking now.
Massacre the lot.
Alright. Well, odd, but we'll take it. Take it while we can get it. I need to get both these settlements off of them and consolidate.
Add it to my territory.
Don't feel like I've accomplished much in this playthrough, so I'd like to get something done. I'm hoping that no one else grabs this one. We're at war with some other folks around here too. Yeah, this is Athena up here. I mean, we've got plenty of territory to go grab now. Though now our bronze supply is going to be at risk. Ah, but this is good. This is good. Menelaus has taken over Tiran, so at least that's a help. And we've got our vassal over here. Good. Okay, this is tenable. This seems doable. Gonna go ahead and spend some money to improve the growth. And then we don't need this building here. I don't like that one. I'm gonna swap that one over. And then build up this. I might as well build this up too to get some extra happiness. I'm gonna leave this settlement alone for the time being. The happiness here, though, is deteriorating. In fact, there's gonna be a rebellion here. What'd be great is if our... Did they just go attack me, Malaeus? Huh? It's like we had a rebellion and they went and attacked Tyrans? That's odd. Oh, well, here they are. Their army decided to come back home. So now Corinth wants to come fight us with all these light spears. Are these light spears really that good? Yeah, the bad thing is the auto-resolve damage me. Probably more... Well, maybe not. It actually depends. Let's go ahead and fight here. We've got to defeat the Corinthians. We do have choke points working to our favor, assuming that that is something that favors us. Okay, so they're working 2 basic points here. Let's kind of pull everything back so we can deploy properly. Their lord is an archer hero. Interesting. Though they don't really have any missiles over here. I think this is where we should stack clubs. And we'll want to put Agamemnon over here as well. And then I have an idea. I don't know if it will work, but it's an idea. Just block all these points. Some extra club units here. See, I'm kind of thinking, like, if I deploy my skirmishers right here in the middle, I'm going to watch to see how the AI moves. But if they don't make a move towards the center, I can break out with my skirmishers and outflank these, what will become a blob. I don't know. Let's see what happens. I'm not familiar with how the AI attacks here. They are breaking off a single unit of light spearmen, which we should be able to defeat with our skirmishers. Let's go ahead and move up. Hopefully this won't draw more of their attention. It looks like, though, they're going to proceed with the blobbening, which is really what I want, at least for the time being.
The foe has sighted your hidden units.
If they blob, it should just play to my advantage. I'm gonna start raining some javelin death on these light spearmen. Okay. Alright, get him, Agamemnon. Okay, good. We quickly put that unit to flight. That was objective 1. Now we're going to move to outflank with all these units. Okay, now that they are holding, we need to push behind and come outflank. Let's bring our leader over here, see if we can keep the leadership high. We're going to be a little more at risk on that flank.
Your hero is under attack.
Alright, Agamemnon. Let's give everybody the stamina.
Attack! Strike hard! Hungry for glory!
I'm gonna put all these guys on guard mode so that when they finish fighting, they don't try and pull through enemy units. Bring my slings over here. Actually, I think I just misclicked a unit there. Yeah. Here we go. That archer unit's gonna be a bit of a problem. I'm gonna take my one weak unit, see if we can chase it for a minute. Just long enough to try and gain an advantage. I don't think we're gonna win this fight over here, though, regardless of the situation, even without flanking. Just gonna keep my leader alive for now. I'm not gonna plug him into combat. And it is here where I hope we'll have the biggest impact. Actually, I'm gonna take these units back towards center. I don't think we're gonna need them here. I may need them elsewhere. I think we can clean this fight up with their javelins and our slingers. Menelaus. Buff all these units. Slingers, just start ripping these guys up. They don't have shields. We're building up our Aristea. Yeah. Let's kind of move all the way this way. So even with the outflanking over here, you can see the AI is holding out just fine. And I don't know much about these light spears. I'm not great at comparing units in this game. The light spears may just be better units than me and have the benefit of the difficulty. Skirmish. Just get close, fire at will, let them have it. I kind of expected these javelins to clean up this fight even faster, but they're not doing bad. These units are getting a large number of kills. Go ahead and buff up the stamina. That'll be very difficult for the AI to make any progress there. This is fine. It's not good, but the slog is fine for now. It's
are losing heart.
Now the slinger's got a really good line of sight right into the back of all these dudes. See, though, the slinger's not racking up kills near as quickly as the javelins because of that lack of armor piercing. But they'll do their job. This fight over here is going to break up soon.
Your warriors have been routed.
Yeah, I'm sure they have. That was actually kind of expected. I'm going to bring in the reinforcements here. Fall back. Don't get yourself killed. Fall back. I could use the encouraging aura that this guy might bring. All we're really doing is trying to hold on that flank for long enough to finish this one. And
One of your units
so
has
far,
more ammunition.
that is working. Yeah, we have totally held out here. You can see our guys just in a defensive formation, just holding these spears here. I think Menelaus has been taking shots off this guy. We need his Aristea to build all the way. It takes forever. Like, a lot of battles, I don't even ever get it, even though I'm fighting, like, the entire battle. Okay, this is now getting cleaned up over here, too. So, although we kind of embarrassed ourselves once, I think that we'll be able to... Oh, man, we're going to get shredded back here with those archers up against us. What we're going to do is Menelaus needs to... I'm going to go see if I can engage their lord. He'll probably just run away from me.
Your warriors are rallying.
I'm a little bit behind the ball here. I should have been chasing these units so that they can't come back from routing. I'm going to need one of these club units. Come back and kind of guard home base. These units are going to break me. Is he going to let us catch him? Surely not. Use my Aristea here, start healing. Buff myself up as much as possible here. He is an archer, so I would hope that we could outdo him in melee. I'm going to send another unit of clubs back this way. In fact, I'm going to start sending multiple units of clubs this way. Kind of keep a more minimal defense here. How are we doing, Menelaus? Pretty good, actually. Get him! Get him, Menelaus. Yeah, let's start chasing some of these units. Actually, start peppering these ones that are coming back from routing, and then we'll chase the other ones. Yeah, we're gonna shift over to the other flank. Let's get these guys back into combat. This club unit needs to head this way. Okay. Let's get some shielded club warriors out here. Yeah, our fight against the archer general is actually going very well. Our Astea is done.
You have lost a unit.
There we go. Just let our slingers keep firing here. Alright, javelins got done chasing. Let's bring them back over here. Yeah. All of our club units moving that way. Gonna go clubbing. The regrouping enemies over here are not faring well. They're getting hit by slings, and my shielded clubmen are still around. The enemy general is actually starting to turn this melee fight around somehow. I shouldn't let that happen. Let's send our clubmen to help us.
Slingers ready!
Let's just throw our slingers into melee here. Try and help overwhelm the enemy in this particular vicinity. I'm gonna have to take this charge with light spearmen. Then I'll be able to go help Agamemnon. Yeah, Agamemnon's starting to lose this fight with an archer. That's actually kind of frustrating. I would have expected him to just be better.
Trained and ready.
He may have gotten his own Aristea ability off.
I don't have to listen to this.
Come on, beat up these young spears. Come on, Menelaus, don't be a wuss. Or sorry, Agamemnon. Was I calling him Menelaus the whole time? I may have. Yes! Like a boss. That's what I'm talking about, Agamemnon.
Victory is close enough to taste.
Show those Corinthians who's boss. Who's the meme lord? Alright, well, hopefully I've redeemed myself slightly there by winning a rather sizable battle. And it's going to be a pretty important one that we win. Alright, there we go. A close victory, but it's a victory. And since we're sitting in a settlement replenishing, we should still be able to hurt the Corinthians rather badly. They're going to fall back, though. They escaped there with a lot of units. Oh, no. Yeah, this is a problem. Oh my gosh, sword skirmishers. Yeah, we are going to get killed. Well, that's it for this Let's Play. Wow, I have bungled this to a great degree. Got in over my head here. Yeah, sword skirmishers are going to absolutely waste us because of their missile weapon. So it's almost certain I'll lose this, but I am out of time for recording this. But hopefully it gives you a good look at Agamemnon and teaches me a lesson about things that I should be doing better when I play as Agamemnon. My consolidation of power earlier on was pathetic, and then by declaring this war just trying to grab this, I ended up diving myself in over my head. And sword skirmishers are pretty decent infantry. They may be light class, but those armor-piercing missiles they have, they are a significant threat to what I have here, a very significant threat. I'm not sure if we could pull off another victory like we just did. In any case, hope you all enjoyed it. Heir of Carthage signing out of this play, and I'll be playing some more Total War Saga Troy with you all soon.